And today I'm hoping to give you a bit of an idea of what it is that I see through these very eyes with Usher syndrome. What I see isn't necessarily what someone else with my condition or similar sees, so it is key to consider this. My main message today is really to consider all of the add-ons that blind and deaf blind people could have. So what I've used is various artistic apps on my iPad Pro, and I've overlapped them onto various clips of me travelling into London for an important meeting at 2:30. Important to consider at this point, it is only 2:30, so it's not in rush hour. This would basically make the whole journey a lot more stressful, as I'm sure you'll start to imagine. So here we go, let's see what you think. Going into London, I would use my mobility canes, a red and white one which symbolises I am deaf-blind. I would usually be sat in a priority seat, so I am not feeling too dizzy. A lot of maps are inaccessible. Without my phone and camera being able to zoom in, I would not be able to read any of these things. Steps can be quite disorientating as I have no depth, however my cane helps me feel for where they are and navigate through various tunnels underground. Normally I take the lift to avoid crowds mainly. There are lots of signage around underground. Funnily enough, text and colours are quite good. However, I still need to be able to zoom in or stand close to see all this. There's lots of movement and motions being underground, which can be quite disorientating as a deafblind person with restricted vision like myself. Going upstairs, thankfully I had my mum there to help me out on this day. I'm always looking at the ground, so I'm worried about falling over, which I think is a normal tendency for a lot of people that don't have peripheral vision. But I'm constantly scanning around to see where I am, because I'm still quite visual. Looking out for the green man, I'll often zoom in, or I'm relying on someone to tell me when to go. And we've arrived to where my meeting was taking place. We got here in one piece. I'm freezing. It's really cold. Signing in was often inaccessible, so again, thankfully I had my mum there to help me signing in. And here we head off home. As you'll notice, it's a little bit busier now, coming up towards rush hour. However, again, I'm thankful I had my mum, my chauffeur, to help me out. Navigating can be quite disorientating. Everything looks the same after a while. And once again, I'm constantly scanning to see whereabouts things are. Tubes are very noisy, and often it is all a blur. There's often a lot of speaking going on over tunnels, which can be quite disorientating also. A lot of concentration. More tunnels, more tubes, different lighting. A lot of it can be very disorientating. You a bit of an idea of how challenging life can be, and why it should always be considered that deafblind and blind come with lots of add-ons, especially when people can commute into London on a daily basis, go to work. This can make life a lot harder, just being able to be independent in order to get a job. But I also wanted to point out that a lot of blind people do have some sight also, which I've tried to illustrate just there, but it can be quite distorted, and again this depends on the person, what condition they've got and how bad it can be. It can depend on lighting and things like that also. However, we are capable enough, and I managed to do that with my cane and all of the accessibility tools that I was using. I was zooming in using my phone, seeing maps and things like that, apps on my phone as well that were enabling further independence and accessibility. So with all the right tools, I can gain independence through the right accessibility, and that's the same for a lot of people out there also.